Hello, my name is Dan Johnson and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing. So I ordered something from eBay and I don't tend to do unboxings of things that I buy unless I think that they have a good display to them, like there is actually something to show within the video, or they are rare and I've been very lucky and I'm excited for it and therefore I want to share it. Here it is. So I ordered this on eBay. It cost me £45, including the postage. And I think I got a absolute bargain because the item, even though this is one of the weirdestly priced items that I've seen in terms of Doctor Who merch, I've seen it go for like 50, and then I've seen it go for 134. I think on Amazon it is priced up at 134, which is very strange. But I'll get out of the box now and show you what it is. Okay. Seller really packaged this very well. So it is the Regenerations box set, which is extremely exciting. The thing is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I don't know why, but I expected it to be bigger. I think it's because I've just never seen one in real life, and I'm not quite sure what these kind of coffee table box sets are normally like. But it does feel a lot smaller than I thought, and it is a lot heavier as well than I originally predicted. If you didn't know what this box set is, then in 2013, they did a box set that starred all of the regenerations of the first to the 10th Doctor. So Matt Smith is on the cover, but he is not actually featured in terms of his regeneration episode. So they released this in 2013. It was limited to 10,000 copies. I have 947, and it's DVD Region 2. And it's it's called a coffee table set, and it basically means that it's big and it's a kind of a book as well as a DVD. So if we take a look at the front, it's a very sort of matte, sort of smooth box. The words regeneration are sort of they're not coming out, but they've been put on with what feels like a plastic or something like that over the top, like almost like they've been laminated, and that makes them stand out. We have a lovely image there of Matt Smith, in that sort of almost silhouette of him there regenerating, and this different logo, oddly enough. Then on the back we have an image of the TARDIS there looking all beaten up. I don't know what episode that is from. I'm thinking that looks to me like sort of Series 4 kind of thing, but I may be very much wrong. Like, I may be completely wrong. Then it shows you all of the disc contents. We're going to be looking inside of the book very soon, but you can see you had the 10th planet, episodes 1 to 3, and an episode 4 reanimation. The war games 1 to 5. Disc 2 is the rest of the war games, a whole 10-part story put into this set. Disc 3 is Planet of the Spiders. Disc 4 is Logopolis and the Caves of Androzani. Disc 5 is Time and the Rani and the Doctor Who movie. Disc 6 is Bad Wolf, The Parting of the Ways, The End of Time, Part 1 and Part 2. The condition of this is rather good. I mean, there's a couple of sort of dents and stuff that you can see, just general shelf wear from it obviously being on a shelf in someone else's house because I got it off eBay. The corners and things like that always get a little bit damaged, and there's a couple of sort of, when people put it into the shelf, if they put it in this way, I don't know why you're putting it in this way, because this person clearly has, is they've been putting it in like that, and it's been bashing this corner against whatever is next to it, sadly, but it's hardly noticeable, to be honest. And the discs, they said that the discs were kind of slightly like surface sort of damage to them, but they do play fine. I mean, surface damage, I did look, and a lot of them are just dusty, so I think they will all play fine. On the top is clear, and then you have this side here which will then open out to reveal the book itself. So this becomes more of a protective sleeve at this point, because the artwork that you see on that is also the same as the stuff that you see on here. A couple of differences are the Time Lord writing. Not quite sure what that says, but I'm gonna guess regeneration or something like that. And the words regeneration are not laminated like they were on the other side. Then you have the first page which says regeneration, and this is a quote from the 9th Doctor, just before his regeneration, talking about, time must have that little trick and all that kind of stuff. Then you have this gorgeous artwork, which I think might be exclusive to this set, with the first, the second, the third, all the way up to the 11th, and an image of the TARDIS, because I think at this point we knew that Peter Capaldi was going to be the next Doctor, but obviously he didn't have a new regeneration story then, but they are some lovely artworks. I really like the one for 10 and the 4th Doctor as well. Then you have our first proper image, and this is for the first Doctor with the 10th planet. Another quote there from the first Doctor, some images about the episode, some kind of like almost production notes about the story there, and then if you slide this thing up here, you have the disc, which is the 10th planet, and that's all 4 episodes of the 10th planet and the War Games, episodes 1 to 5. That slides in quite nicely and does actually slot in, so there's no danger of these things falling out. I think that maybe the surface wear that the seller said that they had might have come from the slotting in and out, because they're not Blu-ray discs. They do have a lower chance, a higher chance of getting scratched by that kind of stuff, but I think they'll be alright. The second Doctor page, then, continuing on with the War Games, a lovely image of Patrick Troughton, which I think that episode that image was taken from was his first story, Power of the Daleks. There's a quote there from the moon base, and then you have some more production notes about the second Doctor, and of course about the War Games. And in this disc here, which will slide out nicely, we have the War Games episode 6 to 10. This is a story that I don't have. I mean, I have the 10th planet, but I don't have the War Games, so it's nice to actually have that. On the next page, we have the third Doctor with his story, regeneration story, which is Planet of the Spiders, one that I do have and did see fairly recently, and I did really enjoy it. I think it was very good. It was a real sort of homage to a lot of his time as the Doctor, which I really enjoyed. But then you have a lovely image here of John Pertwee with a quote again from Planet of the Spiders. I love how they kind of brought out the colour of the jacket. I think that's a really nice sort of addition. And of course, I did forget to mention, you have some production notes about Planet of the Spiders and some stuff about the third Doctor as well. And then you slide out the disc, as you do normally. This disc is blue for some reason, and it is Planet of the Spiders. There's a full 6-part story in there. On the next page, we have a lovely image of the 4th Doctor. They've kind of made his scarf come out a bit more by changing the colour slightly. A quote from Robot there. The 4th Doctor information, some stuff about Logopolis. Then you have the disc, which is Logopolis and Cage of Androzani, which is also a different colour. There is Cage of Androzani, a gorgeous image of the 5th Doctor there standing by the TARDIS. I love how they've brought out the red in the jacket. And you have some production notes about Cage of Androzani, as well as the 5th Doctor once again, with a quote there from the 5 Doctors. The 6th Doctor is next. He has a lovely image that I'm not quite sure what this episode is from. This is an episode I haven't seen, Mark of the Rani, that is, which is his regeneration story. He kind of regenerates halfway through the story, and there was a lot of sort of issues with him not really wanting to do it. I don't think he did do it in the end. I think it is, yeah, he didn't do it. There was Sylvester McCoy in a wig. And then the page takes a real dark turn for some reason into the next one, where we have the 7th Doctor, some production notes about him, some images from Mark of the Rani, and then, of course, Sylvester McCoy himself. Then we go into the next page, which is the 8th Doctor, who's got this lovely golden theme within this one, which I really like. Probably one of the best pages in the book. Some stuff about the 8th Doctor and about the TV movie. Then we have some images from the thing, and this gorgeous, gorgeous image of Paul McGann there, standing by the TARDIS. And I think they've done something to the windows to make them gold, to fit in with the scheme of the page, but that is lovely. Then we have the 9th Doctor, with Bad Wolf, The Parting of the Ways, some information about that, and then some images, and of course, the 9th Doctor, great, very moody, and of course, a quote from The End of Time. Then the final page, the 10th Doctor, the End of Time, Part 1 and Part 2, the last page in the book. Some information once again, some images, a gorgeous, I've never seen this image before of David Tennant, I don't know where it came from, but there is an image there of David Tennant illustrating the final disc, which is disc 6, the Bad Wolf, Parting of the Ways, The End of Time, Part 1 and Part 2. Oh, and a page I forgot about, there is an image of Matt Smith. I mean, his episode is not featured. I don't know why they didn't just wait a little while. They could have put all the regenerations out together. But there is also a page about the 11th Doctor, a little bit about him there, but obviously no episode, and a small quote from his first episode. Then, I didn't even realise these pages existed when I first opened it, because I opened it just to make sure everything was there and everything. On the final page, you have the recreation of the Cybermen, how they reanimated the final episode from the Telesnaps, I think it was. And then you have the production credits for the episodes themselves. All the way from 10th Planet to End of Time. So I really do love this set. I think it's really well made. The images are gorgeous. It is a shame about the discs, the possibility of them probably getting scratched at some point. And they do need a good clean. But it's a really lovely set. I mean, it's definitely worth a price if you can get it for, a good amount of money. I wouldn't say it's really worth 134 quid like it is on Amazon, apparently. I wouldn't say that would be a good price. I think that if you're looking at the 50 sort of pound mark, it is a shame to me though that the 11th Doctor is featured quite a lot within at the front of the book and everything, and yet his regeneration isn't included. It does seem a bit sly to release this in 2013, which is a regeneration year, and not include his regeneration just because you could have brought this out in January or whatever when the episode was aired, and that would have been, I think, a nice welcome addition, because it did feel like once you hit the 50th year, you kind of had a good place to look back, and they could have done that, and I think that they did, but it is a shame that they did miss out the time of the Doctor. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you go like, do you own this set? Do you like this set? I know that some people, or one person, and I just can't remember who it was, who has this booklet but has got the pages signed, and I think it might be a bit of a cool thing for me to do, possibly at some point, would be to get some of the pages signed, so that as you go through, you have like the 8th Doctor page signed by Paul McGann, and you can get all of the Doctors in kind of like an autograph book, which would be a cool thing to own. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you soon.